So we're out running our errands. We get done. We were over there at the Walmarts. The man said he had to get something. I don't know if it was Head and Shoulders or some kind of hair dye for himself. He said that Madam Yes was running him ragged. And not only was she sucking him dry of every disposable cent that he had, but now he's having to spend money on himself that he never had to spend before, like getting, whitening toothpaste and hair, shampoo that helps to take the gray out of your hair gradually. And he says he's got to watch his waist and he's trying to get some exercise because Madam Yes is kind of out of his league, and he can already see something seems to be wrong. He's not necessarily wrong, but he could tell that Madam Yes, she might be losing that, initial romantic spark of love that happens at the beginning of a relationship. She already may be subsiding. But the man, he's working hard. He's working double time to try to keep this lady happy. As a matter of fact, this is the crazy thing. As we left Walmart's, okay, we pulled down around the corner, we pull up the light, and there's this old bum there, a stinky old bum with a sign that says, "I will work for food." And I feel, our dogs can't roll down windows too good. We got the old-fashioned kind. We have to crank the window down. If I had a button, I could push a button. But I felt like rolling down the window and said, "Oh, hey, buddy, I'll give you a bologna sandwich if you come over and you mow my lawn. I will give you a turkey hoagie if you come and get the leaves out of the pool." But, the man, he jumps out of the car. I look over, the car door's open. Everybody's already honking. The man steps up. He's waving some cash in this bum's face, and he's not asking the bum to work for food. He's asking the bum for his stinky jeans, and I swear to God, they're not jeans. They look like army pants. I'm like, "Oh, what are you crazy? There's no way and these things have not been washed. You couldn't even say a fortnight. In many moons. It's been many moons. The best thing that these guys get is rained on. These are not getting changed. If this guy has to ford a creek, his jeans are getting cleaned a little bit. Other than that, the funk is just accruing. It is exponentially accruing B-O crotch ass funk situation. And I'm like, this guy cannot possibly be trying to buy these things. They're not even jeans. And I don't even know what the guy says. I stayed in the car. I couldn't roll the window down. They were kind of arguing. The guy, you could tell, the old bum kind of thought it was kind of stupid. And the man kept pressing, and I could see the man. He tried to lowball him. The man tried to get the dirty old scuzzy army pants for like $45. And, I could tell he was peeling off at least $75. He probably got him a little cheaper than he normally does. He got back in the car because everybody was honking. After the transaction, he jumps in the car. He slams the door. He doesn't even put his seatbelt on. He slams in the drive. I thought I was going to die. I thought someone released a canister of tear gas. Them pants stunk to high heaven. And I'm not just saying. I wish I could express. My vocabulary at this point is not big enough for me to tell you how wretched those pants were stinking. It was a funk. It was a skunky, monkey, funky, whatever. I don't even know. It was so horrific. It smelled like if you went fishing and you forgot to get your worms out of your tackle box, and 5 weeks later you go fishing and you open up the tackle box, you're like, "Oh my God!" And it's the dead worms in there, moldering thing of dead worms. That's similar. But it had to be worse than that because there was a tang to it. There was like a maggot odor, like at the bottom of a big garbage pail. There's some juicy water and some crapola and a moistness, and there's a bunch of wiggly little squirming maggots. These pants. And I was like, "What are you doing?" The cars are all honking, so he just starts driving. He throws the pants in the back. They didn't even collapse. Like, the way he threw them in there, they were kind of standing a little, and they kind of like folded down one fold and stood, half at attention. I said, "What the hell? Those are not jeans. Those are army pants." And the man had the nerve. He says, No, those are jeans. I said, "Bull crap. Those are olive green army pants this old bum is wearing. Look at him. He looks like the guy that was drinking the tea from the Duck Dynasty. And those were definitely army pants. And they haven't been washed in many moons. I mean, I'm talking about if listen, they're caked. And the man said, no, those are jeans. And he takes a little penknife out of his pocket, and he leans back as he's driving. He's watching ahead, and he glances back, and he scrapes some of the oozy, funky, it's like an algae, a greenish. It was a cross between a black mold and a green algae. It was like a filamentous algae was growing, and he scraped it, and underneath you could tell it did look a little like denim jeans. And I said, my God, and this you're going to sell for $175 at eBay? And the man looks at me and he says, these ones I'm selling for $350. I was flabbergasted. I didn't know what was going on. And but I'll tell you this much, okay? As we're driving down, that man's AC doesn't even work. It was like it was emanating a fog. It was fogging up the windows. The funky, grody smell was so horrific. And listen, like when they like when somebody fights off a grizzly or a shark, they get a burst of adrenaline. I got a burst of adrenaline, and I rolled the window down at least like an inch. I somehow used my dog paw, and I battered it up and down until I got it to go. And I don't know how I drew it back towards myself, but one way or another, I cranked that window down an inch. And I'll tell you one thing: my nose didn't get 3 inches away from that crack in that window. The man was kind of chuckling. The man was kind of immune to it. You know, if you deal with little 13, 15-year-old kids on the fireworks market, or you deal with all the weirdos who manufacture, produce, sell, the salesmen, and the clientele of the pornographic graphic novels, you're used to some wackadoo situations. I'm not used to this kind of crap. I don't know where we're going from here. I don't see a whole lot of success from this endeavor.